Okay. So let me kind of show you what Webtalk looks like and what it's about, and then kind of tell you a little bit more about how I guess it would work, um, as far as if you wanted to do, you're just talking about like guitar lessons and training and whatever. I mean, all these things, whatever people want to do, whatever people have a passion for, and you also obviously you talked about travel. Those are all things that we want people to talk about. We want people to interact with online because everyone's learning English, but you're also learning something else. So I believe, Tim, I believe I'm the host. Yeah, okay. So let's look here. All right, Ben, so you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so if you look at Webtalk, the site is still in beta. It is not live yet. Hopefully, from what things are being said by RJ, who is the CEO, it looks the app will be launched in July, so that's not too far away, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that, like why that's exciting. Basically, if you look at your profile, the profile page that they're showing for when in the next few updates looks pretty sweet. It's much more visual than this. This is we're in beta. Basically, the site has been doing testing, and people have been using it and messing around with it, and it's very minimal right now. Because of all the things that they're trying to fix, but we're starting to see progression and start to see different things growing. So when you look at this, I mean, it's basically like your profile is very simple. You got your experience and stuff like that. What's really cool is the recommendation, and this is something that is kind of exciting for people, because like yourself, let's say you decide that you want to, start doing some classes or whatever. Well, what's going to happen is people are going to start getting on and recommending you and saying like, hey, this guy, he taught me how to play blah, blah, blah song on the, on the guitar, or, his English class is so much fun, and, whatever. They're going to start doing that. And when we start getting more and more people, when this goes live and the masses come in, that particular part is going to be pretty cool for recommendations, because then people are going to be trying to, they'll be looking for, different things. And as the recommendations build, your site will be seen a lot more. So that's basically the profile. Then you've got your, your news feed, which is really cool, because when you look at this, and let's say I'm going to share something, when you share it, there's what's beautiful about this site is you can do professional, you can do personal, you can make custom, and it's all in one. So what's really cool is most people will have, a Facebook personal page, and then they'll have the business page, and then they'll have a LinkedIn, and then they'll have all this. All of what Webtalk does is puts all of this stuff together so that you can have like your personal page, and you'll have a way to put like, like it's like basically your stories, so pictures and videos, and people can see that. Or if you don't want people to see that, you can regulate that so that, your posts go to the right people, your, interaction, all those different things can go either personal or professional or wherever it needs to go, whatever group you want to see. All this information is going to be in just one spot. So it's like just a one spot thing. What's really cool with this is if you look right here, we have Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Slack right now. And then Instagram is coming with the app. You can connect this to all of your social media. So when I make a post and I click on this, as soon as I hit post, it sends it to all my other social media.
Nice. That's
so
all. I only do Facebook. I can't do Twitter, man. Twitter drives
Right.
me insane.
Right.
I have so many better things to do than to argue with Kevin Durant's fake Twitter account. Like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
yeah,
Well, and that's the thing is that's a really great statement is people are tired of social media and just the silliness. And what's beautiful about this, and I'll explain to you a little bit more, is that this is a much higher level kind of social media interaction. But just so that you see it, what's cool is people can actually click on, it will be like 5 different social medias, and with one post it sends it out to all those social medias. And what's really cool about it is if somebody clicks on it to look at it, it
mhm,
sends them, the link is embedded and it sends them right to Webtalk and pulls and has them follow you in Webtalk, and connects you as far as using your personal link. So
that's
that's
sweet. That's well set
yeah,
up.
yeah, it's real cool. And like I said, as things get bigger, this will get a little bit more streamlined. But yeah, like Instagram is coming up, and all that. So that's kind of a cool thing with the news feed, and just the different groups and stuff. Everything else kind of the same thing. Now here's the thing that's cool. Here's what's different. um, you can make money on using Webtalk. So
Sweet.
we just started June. So June, if you look at June, I think this is what, day 1. So yeah, so
Mhm.
day 1, and remember right now, the entire amount of this ad pool rewards, which is all the interaction. So you have interaction, which is emojis, comments, and shares. And an emoji is 10 points, a share is 30 points, and a comment is 20 points. And those points accrue as you make a post. If you think about Facebook, you make a post, people start talking to you, liking it, commenting, sharing. All that generates revenue in Webtalk.
Sweet.
So right now, the ad rewards pool, the money that's there to be made, is still very small. It's beta. They're still testing and stuff. Right now, it's $4,000 this month can be made overall. So it's not a ton of money now. But what's great is when the app comes out, RJ, the CEO, RJ has said that whatever the ad rewards is, at that month when it comes out, the app comes out, the next month it'll be multiplied by 10. So let's say it comes out in June. Well, the next month it would be $40,000 instead of 4,000. Or as of most of the time, every month it's been doubling. This month, he did say that it's not going to double, and they're working on some different ads and what am I trying to say? Advertisement companies. He's working with some different advertisement companies, and they're trying to get some logistics kind of fixed with that. And if that gets worked out, every month it's been doubling. So this month was supposed to be $8,000 in the pool, but it's not right now. They're working on it. Who knows if that'll happen or if it'll just stay 4,000 this month and then go to 8,000 in July. But when you think the app comes out in July, and the ad rewards double next month, they get everything fixed, they double it next month. It's now at would be $8,000 in July. August, it would be $80,000. And then after that, it would double every month. So 80, 160, blah, 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 blah. And it just keeps going and going and going. So just that part, the interaction part, that pool will be shared amongst all members of Webtalk who are using Webtalk, have filled out their profiles correctly, and whatever. But then they're all generating revenue by their action in the site.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, so there's two different ways that people can earn in Webtalk. If you see here, it says you and then it says L1. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone joins for free, they don't pay anything to Webtalk, they just join, they fill out their profile, blah, blah, blah. They can generate points for themselves, which they generate points. Now, the next thing is whoever uses their link and signs up for Webtalk. So like, let's say you talk to some friends and they're like, oh yeah, I would love to sign up. That's kind of cool. That sounds fun, whatever. That level, whatever points they make, you make.
Sweet.
So for free, people are getting this level 1 is 10% of the site's revenue goes to all the free users. So whatever's going on here, you're getting 10%, or you're actually getting whatever those people make in Webtalk, then you would get that. So if you look at that, like today, I made 3 cents, my level 1 made 21 cents. Okay. I would get that. Now, the next part is if people upgrade. So what's going to happen is the site itself is in beta, and what RJ is doing is saying the first 1 million people that upgrade to with the pro package, it's $200 for an entire year. And what that does is if they do that, it locks in 5 levels for their lifetime.
Sweet.
So now at $200, if you look, I paid my $200, to upgrade. Now I get 2, 3, 4, 5. So what happens is basically 1 million people will get 50% of the site's revenue every month.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when you think about like Facebook, everybody's worth about $3 to $5 in Facebook.
Sure.
And there's about 2 billion people using Facebook. So if you think about that, Facebook's making $6 billion a month. That, if this setup was in Facebook, 1 million people would be sharing about $3 to $3.5 billion a month.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And so what happens is this is when RJ is talking about when the app comes out and it goes times 10. So let's say it's, July, it actually happens in July. They've doubled their money in July. So it went from 4,000 to 8,000. The next month, August, it's 80,000. Well, 80,000 is in August. September would be 160. October, 320. November, 640. By December, $1 million will be handed out to, 1 million people, basically. So, but it depends on how much interaction you get and all that.
Sure. What does it mean when it says pie slice?
What's that?
What is pie slice?
So the pie slices is, let's see. So if you look over here, each pie slice is 1,000 points. Okay. So for every 1,000 points, you get 1 pie slice. So let me show you what that kind of looks like over here. Okay. So when you look over here, a pie slice, so 79 slices earned in 1 day, basically. Now that slice is the value right now is 0.017 cents.
Yeah.
So every time you get a slice, 1,000 points, you're getting basically a penny, almost 2.
Gotcha.
So right now the value of that is very minimal.
Sure.
But as the site goes live and as things get bigger and more and more people join, which, once they start advertising publicly because the app is live and stuff, this is going to be like wildfire because people are just people are starting, like the people that we're working with really understand what's going on, and it's just this is only going to get bigger and bigger as far as value. So that's one way to earn in Webtalk is this whole little thing. So right now the pie is $4,000. The value of a slice is 0.017. Well, depending on how much interaction or how little interaction happens this month, that value can go up and down.
Gotcha.
Okay. So then let's see. You know what? I didn't look. Tim, I don't know if you're looking at the participants, seeing if nope, didn't look like.
Yeah, I can't see anything. I just have you host right now. So
yeah, I was just seeing if Scarlett was joining. So Ben, so that's one thing. That's the ad rewards. That's how you can make money there. The next part is the pro customers. So when someone purchases the pro package, it's 10%. 5 people are going to make 10% of that $200 pro package purchase. Now this says 18 because this person bought the first month for $20. And so last month it was $2 commission, but then they decided to completely upgrade and go, you know what, we want the full year. So now it looks like 18, but let me just show you over here. So anytime that somebody purchases a pro package, you get $20 of that. Now, if you're a free member, it's anybody who's on your first level. If they were to purchase a pro package, you would make $20. If you're a pro package person with the 5 levels, whoever in that 5 levels buys a pro package, you would get $20 out of it.
Sweet.
Yeah. And so that's another way to make money is the pro package. So when people buy pro packages, they upgrade, you can get some revenue for that. Now the gray here, marketplace, they will have a marketplace at some point where you can get commissions for that way. Travel commissions, what's kind of exciting is they have a travel portal. They've partnered with Priceline. And so what happens is every time that someone uses the travel portal to travel, the booking fee, which is like a $2 booking fee, gets put into a pot, kind of like the ad rewards pot. And so that will just continually grow all month. And then at the end of the month, 50% of that goes out to whoever, 10% each level, blah, 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 blah.
Gotcha.
And swag shop, job services. So there's a lot of other things that are coming up that are going to develop, they're going to generate revenue as well. What's cool about the travel commissions is, I talked to you just a little bit, but we are creating a travel group already, which what we are going to do with interaction points and developing that kind of philosophy, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit more. We hope to have either minimal pay or free travel at some point. I would say free travel because of just how much money this site's going to generate, so that we as a travel group can just travel for free. Yeah. So, I know that you're interested in travel, part of the travel group. What happens is we say, okay, we want to go to, I don't know, to Vietnam or whatever. We figure out, how much it's going to cost through this. And it doesn't have to be on this. I mean, if there's a deal somewhere else, we're going to use that and just generate the money here and pay for it there, whatever. But what happens is depending on where people are in the levels, because if my 5th level, if someone makes $100 on my 5th level, I make $100. So what we would do is we would look at whoever's kind of at the lowest of the levels and support them with interaction, stuff like that, to build up their money value so that they reach the point that they need. Well, then what happens is everybody above them makes that same amount of money. If they have 5 levels, or if they're just 1 level, then we'll figure that out. We'll generate enough interaction and stuff to build that person up. And then the person above them will have enough money to pay for their traveling. So it's just going to be a bunch of people working together to create revenue through the site to pay for travel so they can travel for free.
Nice. And all the revenue essentially, like the site pays for itself by ads, pretty much.
Yeah, ads, businesses, people purchasing things within the site, purchasing pro packages, all these things are going to generate revenue.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, so does that kind of make sense as far as like the levels and all that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So this is what's really cool is we've always, especially Tim has a feeling of the idea of education should be free for people and people should be able to learn and, gain knowledge as well as learn English for free. So with this site, it was like, when I saw it, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is huge, because what happens is if you have a teacher, let's say they're they purchase 5 levels, or someone purchases the pro package for them, they get the 5 levels. All interaction, it doesn't, you wouldn't have to get anybody to sign up in Webtalk and make money, because what happens is people are going to interact with you, because what we do is when a student comes in and says, hey, I want to learn English, we have people that are showing them that if you want free classes, it's not free as in you don't do anything. It's free as you don't have to pay with your own money. But what you need to do is you need to start interacting with that teacher, comment, post, sharing their things, doing all this, because if that teacher is for free, they might not have anybody in their first level that's a student, but all those students are interacting with them and generating revenue based on interaction. So the teacher posts something, generating revenue. Like right now, I'm generating revenue because if you look, I'll show you. Right, let's see if I'm generating revenue. Let's see if anybody's responded. So I made a post that I was going to talk to you. And right here, I have put in our live stream. So right now, oh, whoops. Let me turn this off. So right now it's running. So if you look right now, my post hasn't gained a lot of revenue right now, but people will start watching it. 1 emoji is 10 points. 1 comment, 20 points. 6 shares already is 180 points.
Cool.
So as you, and let me see here if I can find one that shows a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So this is a video of our last travel group live. So now you have 25 emojis, 250 points, 23 comments is what? I don't even know. 20 times 20 is like what? 400. I don't know what that is. I'm so bad at math. I'm not a math teacher. But anyway, 23 comments times 20 points, and then 19 shares times 30 points. Anytime that someone posts, anytime that someone comments, anytime that they do an emoji, they talk, whatever, that's generating revenue for that teacher. Cool. And so people are doing this all day long. Because social media, that's what's going on. I mean, social media, that's what people do. And now that we have people that understand the value of this, they're doing it even more.
Gotcha.
So what happens is if you look here, all these other levels, these are people generating revenue. Now let's look at last month, what kind of numbers were at the end of the month. And that'll kind of blow your mind because it's only, 10, 20, and 30. We're looking at 50,000, 520K, 262K, 256K, 662K, almost 1 million points on that level 5. Everybody's generating revenue as the time goes on. And as that value goes up, so does the amount that you earn. So right now it's pretty minimal, but once that app comes out, then it grows really fast.
Sure. I mean, it's $53.76 you didn't have before.
Well, yeah, and the thing is it's $53.76 on this, but let's look at what happened with pro packages last month. 6 of them. And that value was 102. So last month, 102 plus the 53 is 157, 155 bucks.
Yeah.
So, you know, right now, you know, people might, you know, say, oh, you only made, you know, someone might, oh, you only made $5. Who cares? Well, how long have you been on Facebook and made $5? You haven't.
Yeah.
As long
Yeah.
as you've been on Facebook, you've never made $5.
Sure.
Dr.
So,
Bill made a lot.
so like I can post on there like you want the teaching to be free essentially, right? So like if I like teach a class, I'm technically teaching it for free, but then
Right.
through all the interaction, that's where the money comes from.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So when I was talking to you, the reason that I was like, oh yeah, you know, definitely look at going to you know, Abu Dhabi, because what's going to happen is within this next, you know, 6 months or whatever that you know, you're doing stuff, you're kind of building up kind of your base, the way I call it, the base of students that are going to support you, and then people are coming in. What's awesome is we have about 65 plus countries represented with our group right now. And so we have teachers around the world that are teaching more than English. They're teaching other languages. They're some are just doing just random classes like you know, like I do. I just get on and do a Zoom once or twice a week about travel. And we just sit around and we just talk about travel, and people come in and talk about places that they want to visit and stuff like that. And it's not like teaching as in, oh, I'm standing in front of the class and you have to do this, there's this subject and all that. You're just doing what you love. And the teachers are getting involved. It's like, hey, whatever you want to teach. And teachers always say, well, how much time do I have to put into it? And my response is, whatever you feel like.
Sure.
If you want to do a half an hour class once a week, then do half an hour class once a week. If you want to do, you know, a 2-hour class every day, more power to you. I wouldn't, but if you want to, that's cool. And that's the beauty of it is we have so many people that are already involved in this, that we have, you know, Vietnam is just massive right now. People are just joining left and right, because what they see is they realize that right now they're saving tutor money every month. So all the money that they're saving, they feel like they're already making money, even if the revenue is very tiny for their interaction.
Sure.
And so they're saving money. So they're just in. So they're going. And they have some people that are very good at explaining, look, you're here to support the teachers. So like our travel group, it's awesome. So they've basically come up with this thing where, let's say I post about Egypt, right? Post some pictures, talk about Egypt. Well, they comment, but the thing is then they put a link to one of their posts in the comment. So now I look down and I go, okay, they commented, but there's a link. So I click on the link, it sends me to their profile. And then you comment on theirs. And then you go back and you look. So now what people are doing is they post their thing, but then other people are posting their posts, and everyone's sharing and interacting and talking. And it's just this ecosystem of just building revenue, because right now, yes, it might not be bringing in tons of money, but when the app goes live and all of a sudden we see those doubles and it gets into $1 million a month, we've trained everybody to support their teachers, to support their groups, to do all this, and the money is just going to, you know, be generated very quickly.
Cool. So question, say that like someone posts is like, hey, I need a class, I need to learn this. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. Let me teach you this class. And then they give me a referral. Does that generate revenue?
No, the recommendation stuff doesn't really generate you know, any sort of revenue. It will kind of give you, you know, a little bit when people start searching, that your profile will come up a little bit quicker than others, because people are referring you and recommending you. for whatever you're doing.
Sure. So say I just got my certificate in sports exercise nutrition. Say I post on that. It's like, hey, I'm a certified exercise nutritionist, just I'm going to do a Q&A essentially,
Yeah.
that would kind of get revenue.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is, one, let's say like right now there's a live in there and you do a live Q&A. People are in, they get in, they want to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And what we've done is we're waiting for the live to actually just be directly in Webtalk, but we figured out a way how to make a live video and then post it in there and use it. So instead of using Zoom to talk as far as chatting and stuff, we always, anybody that gets into a class, you need to chat and comment in Webtalk, because that's where the money is generated. That's where the revenue is generated. So what you'd have your conversation here. People will be commenting on that. And then, you might post during the week, hey, this is what you should be doing this week for, your health and fitness, blah, blah, blah. And you might show something or post whatever. That's always generating revenue. And the thing is that's really cool about the live and posting video is, once again, all the people that we're with are basically trained for the idea that if you just share this, if you share it on your post, well, then people will start talking on that post, and they're going to generate revenue, and they're going to share. And so now your stuff is just going worldwide, and people are seeing it, but it's all, generating revenue for every person.
Gotcha.
And so that's how that kind of builds and creates value for you.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
And so do you want this specifically to be for teaching English, or is this for teaching anything?
This is anything you want to do. And that's the thing is for you, you were talking about teaching. So I wanted to talk to you about this, but what I tell people is I have yet to figure out something that Webtalk cannot help.
Sure. Yeah.
Everybody's business. And the thing is when you think about, you just said, okay, I'm a sports nutritionist. Let's say you're a sports nutritionist that sells, whey protein.
Sure.
I truly feel that the people that are, and businesses that are going to be selling and advertising and whatever in Webtalk, they are going to generate more money on the interaction and talking to people than they will the product that they're selling.
Interesting. Wow.
Because what's going to happen is, for you, you can get on and say, hey guys, I'm going to do a workout program with you. Okay, cool. Now, most people would say, I'm a trainer, so you have to pay me hourly, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how they make money. Pay me hourly, I train you. To me, in Webtalk, what you do is you start talking to those people. You start showing videos to those people, and they start sharing it and interacting and asking you questions and all that. And that is what's going to generate your revenue to where it's going to be way more than what you would do charging somebody per hour to train one person.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah. So, that's what's so cool about this is it's just everything. And Scarlett was, I'm still looking to see if I don't think she's going to get on. I think she was stuck in traffic and, oh wait, hold on a second.
If she's in LA, man, she's in a whole different,
yeah, I don't.
Phoenix is this bad. I can't only imagine what LA is like.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is it bad?
What's that?
Are the riots pretty bad in Atlanta? Are the protests?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. They've got the military and everything in now. It's gotten a little crazy.
Phoenix didn't call the military, but they called the National Guard in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like everybody's bringing in the National Guard, and it's crazy. But But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of an overview of it. What's really cool about the pro package thing is there's two ways that you can get that 5 levels. One, people just pay for the pro package. I want to pay for it. I want all the bells and whistles that Webtalk will give. So I'll take all the, all those amenities plus the 5 levels. Or people who say, I don't have $200 to spend, they go and meet someone and say, they sign up using your link. If that person who uses your direct referral link, if they purchase a pro package, they would get the amenities in the 5 levels, but you would get the 5 levels as well. So people can actually get the 5 levels without even paying anything.
Nice.
So that's all that, just kind of fact stuff. No one's asking anybody to pay money or anything, but it's something that, when you start thinking about it, you think about, I think about businesses. We are starting to get businesses that are becoming involved in what we're doing. Is basically in my Zooms, I'll tell that business, hey, make a little promotional video and I'm going to blast your company. Like Tim, his wife has works at a hotel. And so they've made a video. We have a travel group. Someday you might be in Thailand. Yeah. Here's the hotel that you might want to go to. Here's the video. Now it's there. People can watch it. They can see it. And it kind of promotes that particular business. But that particular business is also involved with IEG, with the Innovative English Global. So everybody working together to generate revenue for everyone. This big giant ecosystem, and we are building it to where it is going to create a ton of value for everyone involved.
Nice.
And so it's exciting, and bottom line, what's really amazing is to be able to have kind of this group of people, whether Webtalk makes money or doesn't, we have this massive worldwide connection of teachers and students. Something that, in talking to you, I was just like, oh, he needs to hear about this, because, you have this idea of like, I want to be a teacher, I want to do this, but I'm looking to travel in the next 5 years. I want to travel. And when you get stuck in a classroom in whatever country you're at, it makes it hard to travel.
Right. Are you gonna be like a job board kind of post to it, where that like some like schools might reach out and be like, yo, we need a teacher, like who wants to show up?
Yeah. We have had a couple of recruiting agencies talking to us and asking us to get involved with them. One of the recruiting companies, it didn't quite work out as far as like kind of our philosophy of how it works. But yeah, people are starting to come to us with hey, we see what your group is doing. We see all this. We have a company we'd like to talk to you about that wants teachers. What is really cool is myself, my wife, Tim, everybody, we know so many people around the world that they're in different countries that people, all they have to do is ask, like you were saying, I don't know, you were saying like Singapore. So we put it out there. Hey, does anybody know schools in Singapore? Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. And that's what's cool too is, yeah, if you do want to do this actual school thing. And like I said, for me, the idea of like Abu Dhabi, you go to work, you get out of work at, what is it, 2?
Yeah, it's a shorter day, right?
Yeah. It's like you go to work at 7 or 8 in the morning, you're out by 2. Well, then you have the whole rest of the day, and you do like an hour or half an hour little Zoom class or whatever, and start building your base. You still enjoying your life. You're starting to build that base. You're starting to kind of build a second kind of stream of revenue. And then you kind of make that decision like, hey, do I need to still be in a classroom all the time, or do I just want to travel and let Webtalk pay for me? Because the travel group is going to help generate people money so that you can actually do that.
Yeah.
And, and that to me is like the ultimate goal, is to be able to be a teacher and teach and help, but have this freedom of just, hey, I want to go on a trip. Cool. How much does it cost? How much, interaction do I need to get? Blah, blah, blah. And away we go.
Sweet. That's super cool.
Yeah. So, something for you to think about, and if, later on, if you have questions and stuff, feel free to ask. The reason that we record this is because there's people always getting on and getting involved in Webtalk. And, I love talking to anybody about Webtalk, to tell you the truth.
Sure. Yeah.
I've been doing stuff for about 2 or 3 years with it, and, helping people understand, kind of the value of it and where it's going and stuff like that. And it's exciting because, the app is coming out, supposedly in July is the projected time for it to come out. And when that app comes out, I think it's just going to, it's going to blow people's minds, because right now people are so conditioned to use Instagram and, if I get 1 million followers, then I'm going to make, $20. And it's like, well, why don't you get 1 follower and make $5? It's like, it's going to be, the value of Webtalk is wonderful, because you don't have to have 1 million people to be successful.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what I also see is that most people know at least 10 people that would get involved. And when you look at, there's like a video out, this promotional video of Webtalk, and it basically shows if you can get 10 people to be on that first level, and those 10 people go and talk to whoever, and it goes down that 5 levels at just 10 people. At the end, at 5 levels, that's 110,000 people that are in your 5 levels. And depending on, revenue based on like per person, if they're making, 2 cents per person, 100,000, that's not too much. But what if they're making $1 a month? They're generating enough revenue. They're making $1 a month. That turns into a legitimate amount of money per month for someone, to just be using social media just like they do all.
Yeah, no, I already have a couple, like, as you're talking, I have a couple ideas brewing that I think might be really fun. I know there have been a couple of things that me and some of my coworkers are talking about. One of them was a college hockey player. The other one's a jiu-jitsu instructor. I'm more of a runner. And we've been talking about having like a fun, because we didn't really want to do a podcast, because everyone and their brother has a podcast, right? No one is to your podcast. So I actually, as you're talking, I have an idea where maybe like there's like 3 of us together that could run like a little class, basically like how to stay in shape like the American life kind of thing. And like going through different workouts, what to eat when you do said workouts, how to like, not like stuff like that, where I think I'm going to talk with buddies, because I might try to run something like that.
This is what I've said to people, especially right now in pandemic and everybody's locked up. I was saying that, what would be crazy for a restaurant is the chef to say, okay, people everywhere, I will buy this list of ingredients on Friday. I'm going to teach you how to make this meal. I'm going to do a live, and all of you are going to have the ingredients at your house. Well, people are going to get on, they're going to respond, they're going to talk, they're going to interact. It's the same thing that you're saying. If somebody could say, okay, this week I'm going to do a quick video on, how to eat healthy, but I'm going to teach you how to make 1 or 2 meals.
Totally. Yeah.
People are going to watch that. They're going to see that. They're going to share this video out. They're going to talk about it. They're going to interact. And you're going to just build more and more people. And the thing is, that's beautiful about this is Webtalk is just beginning. So what you do is this isn't my idea. This is, listening to other people, but created hashtags and stuff. So, and so when people start getting more and more involved in Webtalk, you basically could be like the first people that have health and fitness as your focus. So now as people start getting involved, they start, searching, okay, let's see who's involved here. Let's see, hockey player. I know this person. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, they're connected to, hashtag living healthy. I don't know. But then all of a sudden people are going to start, more and more people are going to start coming to that group, and it's just going to grow, grow, grow. But you're top, because if you tried to do this in Facebook, you would have to go through all the people that are already doing all these different things with health and fitness. And so it just makes it, to me, it would be easier to build value in Webtalk, because it's so young in its stage that people, when they start searching and stuff, they would just be, brought to your group of guys that are doing something, and you're just be building that revenue. And, I personally feel like, somebody knows somebody who knows like an athlete.
Right. Yeah.
The athletes have tons of followers. Well, you get one athlete to follow you and, give you some love, and then all of a sudden all their, followers go, well, I'm join Webtalk, I'm going to follow them on Webtalk. Man, I mean, the sky's the limit on that.
Yeah.
And what's great is it's not that you're really teaching per se. You're not having a lesson plan. Some people love to do it like as a lesson plan. They have, they have their classes like, okay, this is like a class. Other people like, will just talk about, say, hey, this particular song, we're going to talk about its lyrics on Friday. Make sure you listen to it. And then they just talk about them. People are learning words and interacting. And now here you come with a whole new thing of like the health and fitness side of it. I mean, people would flock to that. And Tim's shaking his head because he's very much into the the healthy lifestyle and stuff, and healthy eating and all that. So I mean, that's just that's just a great idea.
Well, I've always wanted to spin it as like, almost like an average Joe's gymnasium kind of thing, where it's like normal people, like how to like get the most out of the least amount of time, and how to look good without spending like 10 hours a day on fitness, because nobody has that. So I've always wanted to like do something like that. So yeah, that's probably this is probably the first thing I would try to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and that's and it's something that you love doing. So it's not it's that hard to do, and that's what I love about it, is everybody's coming with things that they like doing. And you would really like if you go and check out like some videos and stuff of the different classes and the Zoom classes and stuff, and people interacting, it's just so much fun, because everybody's just, what I love about it is, like I told you with Abu Dhabi, teaching there is crazy. Like the kids are nuts. But when we do stuff with Webtalk, everybody's there for a reason.
Yeah.
They're not in your class because they have to be there. They're in their class because they clicked on the link to go to your class. Guess what? If they don't like it, they just leave. They don't act foolish and they don't mess things up. They just leave.
Yeah.
So,
quite a question for you on that, though. So when because you said in Abu Dhabi, when you're a guy and you're teaching all day. So when people are acting up in class, isn't it a little easier to kind of just be like, just kind of talk to him as a guy and just be like, yo, dude, like, settle the fuck down? Kind of, is it no easier?
No, it's crazy because it's been a while since we've been there, so maybe the level has gotten a little bit better, but I'm not even gonna, I don't believe it is. But the thing is what's crazy is you will have in my class, I had kids who couldn't spell their name in Arabic. as well as kids that were talking to me about the last Harry Potter book that they just read in 2 days. So you have that big of a gap in one classroom. So you're to talk to a kid that can't even spell their name in Arabic, because the thing is if you think about it, the education system is only, the country itself is only like 47 years old, and the education system is probably 15 to 20 years old. So when you think about America, what was the education like in America at 20 years old? It was awful. It was a one-room schoolhouse. Teacher teaching multiple levels. And that's exactly what this is. And so you're trying to explain something to a kid who doesn't, like, his dad might not have ever even gone to school.
Gotcha.
And so the parents don't even know what school is all about. So they
Okay.
don't know what their kids are doing. They don't know that, so some of the locals, I mean, they're first generation still of students that are going to school.
Gotcha. Is there any similarity between the Hebrew language and Arabic, or is it like real different?
I would say very different. I don't know exactly, but never mentioned Hebrew language to an Arabic person.
Right.
I'm just, it's pretty interesting how Israel is viewed in
Right.
in
Yeah.
the Arab countries. Like, if what's crazy is, if you get a stamp in your passport from Israel, you cannot go back into the UAE.
Wow. It's that. So if I go to Israel one time, damn, that's
So
interesting.
what happens is, we went to Israel, but what you have to do is, you go in and you tell them, you take your passport and you say, look, I can't have a stamp in my passport. And they go, oh, okay. And so what they do is, they give you a piece of paper and they stamp the paper, and you put that in your passport as long as you're in the country, but they never stamp the book.
Gosh. Okay. Well, so and, like never make somebody from their matzo ball soup kind of thing.
No.
No. Gotcha.
No. It is a black dot on the map.
Cool. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah. So so that's the that's the thing that's so crazy about when you're teaching there is, it's nothing like the educational system in the United States. It isn't. They try to have like educational stuff from countries that are very advanced in their education, Britain, Australia, all that, but it just ends up kind of basically like, okay, I'm gonna, hopefully, like, you'll learn how not to be too crazy, and then this other kid, I'll have a wonderful conversation about everything in the world. I had some students that were they were geniuses. I mean, they were but they were most of the locals were not the kids that knew English. It was mostly expats, so like Egyptian kids, Jordanian, Somalian, what else? What else was around there? Syrian. Yeah. So those kids actually, they knew that English was valuable to them because they needed to be successful. So those kids were, a little bit more advanced, just because they knew that they needed it more than the locals did.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, dude, thank you for the time, man. That answers my questions on it.
Cool.
So how soon can I make a profile right now, or is it like?
Yeah. So what I'll do is, when we get off here, I'm gonna send you a link. It's not gonna be my link.
Sure.
I need to find somebody's link, because quite honestly, to me, I'm all about helping out teachers first of all. So I'm trying to put, I try to put people where they would best fit, to help each other. And I know I have my 5 levels, so I don't really care where people are. I'm here to help people. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to kind of look through my list and see who might benefit the most from having you be underneath them. And then, like I said, the pro package stuff or free, that is a choice of you. No one's telling you what to do. I will say that I truly believe, like, when you look at social media and what social, and I tell people this all the time, go search and find out how much whatever social media site you use, how much they make per month.
Yeah.
And say to yourself, if I was with that social media and I was one of the 1 million people that got to share 50% of their profit, what would that be like for me?
Sure.
And it's it's pretty incredible. It really is. Because if you look at, you know, like you look at Amazon, Amazon is, people are worth like $75 or more a month.
Yeah.
And so Amazon is just basically the same thing as Webtalk. It's an affiliate company. So people in Amazon, they have an affiliate number, and if they give their number to someone who signs up for Amazon, whenever that person purchases anything, they get commissions on it. People don't really know that, but that's an affiliate program just like this. So when people go, oh well, this is just a pyramid scheme, I'm like, well, pyramid schemes, people have to pay money so that someone makes money. In this, you don't have to. You can use the site for free and still make money off of it. So that's not that. It's an affiliate kind of thing. And so, you know, whoever uses your link, you're going to make revenue off of them and the activity that they do. And they don't have to pay, and you don't have to pay. But
nice.
There's always that option, and you know, so it's just something to think about. But yeah, I'll send you a link, and you can, you know, sign up on using that link, and you know, build your profile and start, you know, building all that stuff, and you know, and then if you have questions, feel free to ask.
Perfect, dude. That sounds great, man. Dude.
All right, man. All right. I don't think Scarlett's coming on, but you know, you know, it's exciting, and like I said, we have enough people that basically one of the reasons why I wanted this to be alive is because what we'll do is we'll basically tell everybody, hey, we got a new, you know, when you start going, okay, I want to do this or whatever, and see how this works, like whatever class you want to do, or video or something like that. We'll start directing the people to start connecting with you, and you'll hit the ground running, man.
Dude, that'll be sweet.
Anything you want to say?
Not really, no. I don't think so.
Tim, do you have anything?
Oh, sorry, was it for him?
No, I'm asking Tim too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Hey, Teacher Ben, man, well done.
Thank you.
And nice questions he had, you know, as you're sharing things, Teacher Andy, you know, things on the screen and with Webtalk. And it's really nice because you were talking about maybe traveling to be a teacher, and kind of, you know, if the class is too rowdy, you know, just talking like a guy, you know, and saying, come on, man, come on. Well, you know, we're all in this together right now for a couple hours. Here we go. And Teacher Andy starts, you know, he gives that little, all right, here we go. It's not going to be that way. So,
hey man, if you haven't done it, you don't know.
But it can be that way. Well, that's because he'll tell you differently. He'll tell you differently.
Well, what do you mean, man? You know, I'm in total agreement with Teacher Andy right there. And you know what? How beautiful that environment is when that happens. You thrive in it, because it's a beautiful chaos that you can say, you know what? Let's begin to evolve it. Let's come together. And he shared something. Teacher Andy shared something. You got a high level. You take those high level. You connect with them. And you enjoy, and let the low level that just don't really, okay, hey man, we need to help this guy. He doesn't even know how to write his name in his own mother tongue. We need to come together. What kind of passion do you have to help him? And then we'll come together in another project in about a month or so. You know what though, Teacher Ben? Teacher Tim's mind is spinning. I want to join you, man.
Let's go, dude.
With all the stories that Teacher Andy had shared on his 5-year adventure there, my only deal is, do they have a 1-year adventure for the insane teacher? Because if it's a 1-year adventure, I just could take off and do it, dude.
Well, they have, basically you have, you go you begin on a 2-year contract, but what they call are runners. And a lot of people, and this was, you know, this was a few years back, and it was still kind of at the tail end of what was going on, but people would get there and it would just be too much for them. Like, it was just so bizarre and so just not what they believed it was going to be. And people would literally leave in the middle of the night. They would just get up and leave and be gone. Like, I'm gone. And so basically they would just break their contract that way. I don't recommend that, but it is something that happened quite a bit. I mean, it was crazy. Like, some schools, you would hear people would be like, it would be like the daily report, like who left last night, you know, and because it was bizarre. Like some of the stuff was just so different culturally that people couldn't adjust to it. And it's like, that's the beauty of going around the world, is you get to experience something so new that you have to be the one that changes, and that you have to be the one that grows as a human being to interact, to learn culture, to learn the ways of people, to be able to interact with someone who can, you know, because a lot of the teachers that you work with, they don't speak English.
Yeah.
They speak Arabic. And so to interact with someone who can't speak English and you can't speak Arabic, but there's someone that you work with, even that was a cultural thing, but it was awesome because, you know, the things that you just, you know, like a teacher was walking through the courtyard and he had an Adidas jacket on. And I thought it was really cool. Like, it was a cool looking jacket. So I grabbed one of the English teachers and said, come here. He said, what? And I said, I want you to ask him, tell him I like his jacket. Where did he get it? So they spoke. The guy started taking off his jacket. And I was like, what's going on? And he hands it to me. I was like, what's going on? He's like, he said to take it. He said, you like it? It is yours. And I was like, no. I said, no, I want to know where he bought it so that I could get it. I was like, oh, okay. But in their culture, if you say that you like something, a lot of times, like, that's their culture to give it to you.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
And it's just, you know, you experience things that, you know, and that's what I love about going to different places and experiencing culture, because, you know, when you go visit, you know, when you go travel and visit, you know, you have to adjust on the fly. Living there for 5 years, you know, I pretty much got it. You know, I pretty much understood the system. So it was like, you know, it was, to me, living in Abu Dhabi was just a vacation. It was a vacation with a little bit of work involved. I mean, you'd go to school and kind of mess around for, you know, a couple hours, and then, and on the way home, instead of going home, I would just stop at the beach and throw on my shorts and go take a nap on the beach by the water and play in the water, and then go home, or go lay by the
Teacher
pool.
Ben, all right, Teacher Ben,
Yeah.
me and you, we're going to be talking to Teacher Andy so we can get you over there, and then Teacher Tim might just be in the suitcase. We'll pay your ticket. I'll be in the suitcase and we'll join together, man.
Well, it's funny because
I'll be a runner after 6 months, because I got to get back to Thailand and create the bigger picture, because I'm about to be on the beach here a couple hours away in another school. And I'm like, you know what? Why not just go over over there? I don't even know where it is. I got to look on the map, man.
Yeah.
Geography class, just like Teacher Andy was trying to figure out numbers with points and stuff. He's like, oh, I'm math teacher. You know, it's so much fun, Teacher Ben. We're having a blast, man.
Pretty good on the map with the UAE. Where I get in trouble is when you get into like Prague and Croatia and Lithuania. That's where that's where I got
his passion work, man.
Yeah, man.
You got to go to Prague. You got to go to Prague.
Everyone says Prague's great, but did you, when you were there, did you like, because Duolingo probably didn't exist when you were over there yet, right? Was that didn't happen?
No, I know what you're talking about, but no, I didn't have that.
Did you try to Rosetta Stone?
Here's the thing. I'll tell you right now, one place in all my travels that I felt like a foreigner. Everywhere you go, you find someone who speaks English.
Yeah. But just as a general show of good faith, like, do you try to learn some Arabic, like at least like learn how to say like hi? Or,
yeah. I'm horrible at learning language. I really am. It was funny because I made a bet with a student that I told him he had to buy me what was it? a Samsung Galaxy, the newest Samsung Galaxy at the time.
Yeah,
if I can do, one paragraph, like you guys write the paragraph in Arabic, I learn it, then you have to buy me a phone. And he's like, oh, okay. Cause he didn't think I did it. So what I did is they wrote me a paragraph, but then I asked some kids, like how to say extra stuff to make fun of him, like give him, talk a little trash in it. So I learned it all, memorized it all, and I did it, and the kids were just like, "Oh my God, that's so crazy!" And like, my wife, she actually went to classes, so she was pretty good at understanding and speaking a little bit. I had a guy that I worked with that he was just a smart dude anyway, but he still actually lives in Abu Dhabi. He has a country music. He's a country music singer, and they have.
Man.
And they're doing really, really well in Abu Dhabi. I mean, they've been there 9 years now, probably. He's lived there 9 years.
And he sings country music.
He speaks like fluent Arabic. Like the kids would come in and he'd have full on conversations with them and stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
That is sweet.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. As soon as I get far enough through the process where it looks like I'm going for sure, I'm going to start Duolingoing it. And it's kind of like when we went to Montreal for a bachelor party in August, I at least knew some French. Like, at least you could say like Jean m'appelle Ben or something like that. I mean, my accent is freaking
right.
But
here's a novel idea. Start talking to people that speak Arabic in Webtalk.
Yeah. Trade lessons, be like, hey, I'll give you some English, you give me some Arabic.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's tons of people that speak Arabic in our group, and I'm pretty sure Tim, yes or no, but I'm pretty sure some of them actually do Arabic classes.
That would be
if you asked to speak in Arabic to someone, they would love it. They would just be like, oh yeah, I'd love to teach you Arabic. So, you could fully immerse yourself in speaking Arabic with people on Webtalk, and by the time you get there, you might be ahead of the game for sure.
That would be super cool. I'd love to do that.
Here's a little Arabic lesson. Any kid that comes at you crazy, just say Majanoon.
What does that mean?
Majanoon means you're crazy, like you're nuts in the head, and they just they think that's like a it's not an insult, but it's like, oh no teacher, no Majanoon, no Majanoon.
Is this I'm crazy or they're crazy?
No, they're crazy.
Gotcha. That's
funny.
I dig it. Majanoon.
Majanoon.
Is it like Maja two separate words or one word? Like Maja.
Honestly, I don't know. Majanoon. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's 2 words or whatever.
I'll remember that for sure. Well, hey, I'm gonna get rolling for tonight.
Yeah, man.
Send me that link so I can get started. And
cool.
I'll keep in touch if I have any questions or anything.
Yep. No problem.
And just one last. You definitely said if you were gonna do it, you'd rather live in Abu Dhabi than Dubai.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Even even if you're one of those guys where it's like I look at like New York City and LA and I'm like, that's where I want to be, you'd still rather be in Abu Dhabi than Dubai? And so, I mean, it's okay. I'm just curious.
Well, yes, because you'll save money because the pay in Dubai always kind of doesn't quite match the living costs. So you're going to have more money earned in Abu Dhabi. It's an hour away. So if you want to go hang out every weekend in Dubai, which I know I have friends that are still there, that basically that's what they do. They work in Abu Dhabi and they hang out in Dubai.
Say you're super frugal, you're great with money, and the experience is worth more to you than the money. You'd still rather be in Abu Dhabi? Like I'm one of those guys where like I'm pretty good with money and I budget very well. So like is there like living in Dubai, is that just going to be so cool and different that it's like, is it worth the extra money to get there? Is my question.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that both places have a lot to offer. I think that Dubai is like I told you before. I mean, Dubai is just over the top. It's just it's crazy all the time. Like it is, when you think of like those cities that never sleep, that's one of them.
Right.
So yeah. So I mean, if you're looking for that, yeah. The only thing that I would say is that when you are good with money, which is great, the UAE is a place where it takes a lot of self-control.
Yeah.
Because there is just so much to do, and it becomes everything is very accessible. Here in the States, it's become more of, like the idea of like DoorDash and all that stuff. But like there, like literally it was like, I want a shake. I call them up and they deliver me a shake.
Well, so that's
it's
exercise
just
nutrition tip number one. Don't order food. Go run to get the food. If you
Right.
run the mile to get the food, eat it, and run back, you kind of burn off the food. That's if there's
There you go.
for me. That's the man. Because I love food. I love to eat. When you need a shake, you need it. Just go run to get it. You'll be totally fine.
Right. That's funny because that philosophy is just out the window when you go to the UAE. The UAE is just, no, I mean, you could do that. You could,
Yeah.
but people are very, like I said, it's such a
like they won't think like
place,
that.
but-
Like the people
Yeah,
there, they'll just call for the milkshake.
Yeah. I think that, what you should do, and then let me get some information, because I was actually looking at something earlier that kind of at the end of the school year that I was thinking about doing. It's like an international school, but it's like a bunch of different places in the world that these kids go to. So they go for like 2 or 3 weeks or like a month to this school, and then they go to another country. And there's a couple schools that were in Dubai that were part of this international school. Let me see if I can find that information again, and I'll send it to you, because I was actually looking at it and kind of going, this might make it worth being in Dubai. Not dealing with the silly of local kids, but actually teaching international kids more of,
I might have more fun with local kids. I love local people. Like
Yeah.
if I go to like
Yeah,
spots,
yeah.
but
It is, I mean, it is that experience. And so okay. I'll look that up and see and try to find that, send you that information. If I can find it again, I should be able to, because I'm pretty sure I corresponded with them a little bit. But yeah, if you're looking for that locally, and see, that's I don't know. I'm just very particular. I mean, I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but I'm so particular with Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi was just, the joy of going to Dubai and getting crazy in Dubai, couple days, whatever, and then being able to head back to Abu Dhabi and calm down again was nice. But I mean, I know people that love Dubai. I mean, they loved it. So
and I'm just kind of just ask, because a lot of people, like with money, and when they go do something like that, it's mostly about the money. For me, like like I could go over there and break even, which I doubt I will break even. I assume I'll come home with more money than I had, but
right.
I would rather break even and have a better experience than make the money and have experience.
Oh, that was totally my goal. I was like, what I make is to see the world. And I'm going to take this opportunity. I am going to see as much as I possibly can. And so, if there, like I was telling you, if there was a weekend, I was somewhere. If there was 3 days, I was somewhere. If there was a week, I was somewhere. I mean, it was like I basically took the map and looked at where I was at and said, okay, this flight takes this much time. This flight takes this much time. This flight, and it just kept going farther and farther and farther. Like I don't know if I told you, but like I flew into Europe and never came back until the end of the summer. Left school, went to Europe, and never left Europe, and then came back to teach class.
That's awesome, man.
Because you're still getting paid during the summer, so, And what's really cool is, for me, like, what they do is they give you, and this is when I was there. I know it's a little bit different now, as far as like traveling and stuff like that, but most of them will pay one round trip home per year. And so for them, they were handing out, it was about 25 for myself being from Denver, it was about $2,500 for a round trip to come home every year. Well, I'm smart. I would go and find the deals for like $400 round trip back home, pay for it, and then be smart enough to have saved the money, pay for it. And then when they gave me the check at the end of the school year to do the traveling and everybody was wasting all their money on a flight, I was basically funding my entire summer based on a flight allowance.
Well, I love it when they give you the allowance rather than just buy you the ticket, because then you can just do whatever. Like then, because if you're gonna do it that way, like I'd rather go to Fiji. Like
right. Yep. And so that's what they do is they give you at the end of the school year, at some point they give you a flight allowance in it. And it just depends. Like now I don't know how much it is, what they do, but for myself, I knew that I was going to get $2,500 at the beginning of the summer. I mean, that to me was just spending money for enjoying my life.
For sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think
you can think on it too. Like you don't have to answer that right.
Yeah. I feel like you would. I mean, if you like that New York kind of lifestyle and stuff like that, you would love Dubai. I mean, it is pretty wild.
But if there is more local culture in Abu Dhabi, that's important to me too. So like that, because
definitely, you're definitely going to get more of. I feel like you would get more of a local, UAE kind of feel. Obviously because Dubai is just filled with expats and tourists. There are locals there, but there's a lot of expat and tourists in Dubai.
Sure. I'll probably look more into Abu Dhabi. Then I just wanted to ask you that kind of in a different way, because like it's sometimes people are like Dubai is so expensive, and I'm like, but like, is it worth it though? And it doesn't sound like to live there is worth it. So that's more I was trying to
and that's the thing is I feel like you would have more to spend if you weren't living in Dubai. Like, and the thing is, you can get like we did like a little bachelor party weekend, and it was like an Airbnb, but it was like a 5 or 6 bedroom apartment. So I mean, if you have people that and you're like, oh dude, let's all just meet up in Dubai for the week, we'll get one of these Airbnbs and just chill out, on the marina. I mean that.
Can you like rent a yacht on the marina? Like, so like say a bunch of your friends came by, can you rent one of those?
Mm-hmm.
That's like my bucket list of things is to just like rent a yacht one, like for a couple of days. Like we're just gonna party on the yacht for 3 days. That's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, people do that. People do that a lot.
Nice.
I'm telling you, whatever you can think of, the UAE has it. I mean, it was a great experience. It really was. I loved it.
Well, I think the thing that you said that really got me was like, yo, if I could still be there, I'd still be there. That was that kind of, I remember when you said that, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we have conversations. Ashley and I have conversations every once in a while about like, oh, is it time to go back, or should we do that, or
Atlanta's pretty cool.
But we've actually it's crazy because we talked about what we know now, and like with this quarantine, we're like, oh, that would have been the worst place to have 2 kids in a quarantine, because you're basically in apartment buildings. No yard, no access to outside the good night. Like the balconies were tiny. Oh, it would have been brutal having kids, but and quarantine. I mean, anybody like quarantined in. That would have been tough. But
for sure,
that literally is the only thing that I'm like, the only thing that'd be determinant of going, because everything else was just, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. And I have nothing bad to say about Dubai. I had some great times in Dubai. I mean, you know, the things that I did in Dubai were wonderful. I mean, they were a blast.
I bet. All right, man. Well, dude, send me that link. We'll stay in
Yep.
touch. I can't thank
Cool.
you guys enough for your time, man.
Yeah,
Means
no
a lot.
problem.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Not a problem. All
Tell
right.
Ashley I said thank you.
Okay, I will. She
Cheers,
just went
guys.
to bed.
Cheers, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you later.